Hello, I'm Amy Padden, and I'm running to be the next district attorney for the 18th Judicial District, which is all of Arapahoe, Douglas, Lincoln, and Elbert counties. These are very trying times we're living in.
Things we never imagined are happening. The highlight of the caucus and assembly process would have been to talk to each of you, to stand before you, and to ask for your support of the JD18 Assembly with cheers and rally signs. Instead, we are doing this virtually. Yet I am so grateful to the strong leadership of our party. They are ensuring that the democratic process moves forward and that everyone can participate, while at the same time staying safe.
I am also grateful to all of you for continuing to engage in this process. If you or anyone you know are suffering from COVID-19, our hearts go out to you. Please continue following the advice of medical professionals, and please let us know if there's anything we can do to help. For me, watching the utter lack of leadership from our president during our time of greatest need has reaffirmed my reasons for running for office in the first place. It has reaffirmed my reasons for being a lifelong Democrat and a lifelong supporter of Democrats. It has reaffirmed my commitment to being sure that we continue to build the bench for our future leaders by including women, people of color, and members of other marginalized communities. Admittedly, there's not much I can do as DA to address a pandemic like this, but here's what I can and will do as your next DA. I will make our communities safer. I will stop criminalizing homelessness, poverty, and drug addiction. I will address our state's over-incarceration problem. I will create a justice system that is equitable and restorative, not just punitive. But most importantly, I will bring much needed new leadership to the office. I will take the office from the regressive state that George Brockler has put it in and turn it into a true leader of criminal justice reform. Currently, I run what's called an adult diversion program, which I built from the ground up. We take people who have committed serious but nonviolent offenses, felonies, and we work to rehabilitate them. But we connect them with mental health and substance abuse counseling. They also have to repair the harm they've caused to their communities. They have to perform community service, apologize to victims, and pay restitution. If they successfully complete the program, and programs like this have a 90% success rate, the charges are dropped, and they're not saddled with the baggage of a felony conviction for the rest of their lives, which lowers their earning potential and weakens their families. Programs like these go hand in hand with making our communities safer. They are far more successful at rehabilitation than locking someone up, and far cheaper. These programs allow prosecutors and the courts to focus resources where they belong, on violent crime.
I have experience keeping guns out of the hands of the wrong people and preventing violent crime. When the family of Oklahoma City bomber Terry Nichols tried to get his guns back so they could sell them at a profit, the FBI sent me to court to stop that from happening. I kept those guns off the streets. I've served in leadership roles under Democratic leaders. I currently serve as a supervising adult diversion prosecutor for a Democratic DA. During my 11 years at the U.S. Attorney's Office, John Walsh was appointed by President Obama to be the U.S. Attorney. He immediately put me on his leadership team, and I was ultimately promoted to the third in command in the office, where I supervised the day-to-day operations of all the federal prosecutors in the state. As many of you know, I left that job in order to run for Attorney General in 2018. Being a politician was never part of my life plan, but after the 2016 election, I wanted to do more, and I could not work under a regressive Republican administration that was so contrary to my values. But more than anything, I wanted to be sure that the Democrats won the AG seat. So when it looked like a divisive primary might weaken the chances of that, I bowed out, endorsed Phil Weiser, and worked hard to be sure that he won. I put party over my interests because there was no way I was going to let George Brockler be our next Attorney General. All this gives me the right experience not just to implement change, but to win. I have a vast network of supporters and over 50 amazing volunteers. And I've kept my expenses low because I know that running a great campaign is not about hiring a bunch of fancy consultants. It's about doing the work yourself. It's about showing up. But you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at my endorsements. I'm the only DA candidate in the state to be endorsed by the Working Families Party and by the Greater Metro Denver Ministerial Alliance. In addition, I've been endorsed by nearly 50 other current and former elected officials, including Ed Perlmutter, Marlo Alston, Joe Salazar, Ken Salazar, and Gail Shetler. Now more than ever is not the time for a divisive primary. Now is the time to come together and to unify behind the strongest candidate. With your help, we can win the district attorney seat and implement true criminal justice reform. I'm asking for your trust and your support. Please vote for me so that I can make our community safer and our justice system more just.